ooze. Ooh,
There was a lot of
a lot
ooze.
of
The
ooze.
ooze, the the main part. No, even just even now, it kind of hits home. You know, in the sense of you don't have to use too many words. You can just call it what it is, and just sometimes um, giving someone that sense of self and that sense of worth. And like even for myself, when we were working on this project, it was the actual lyrics that really did guide me to continue to push through and make this. And as you said, it's that advocacy of reaching the audience, the main purpose, and that selflessness and that duty of care that you have as an artist with your work.
Mhm.
That was one of the things that pushed me to continue to get this done. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um, it just sort of it can take over you in the times where you just kind of go, you become sort of self-absorbed, and then and all these, you get too much in your mind and your head, and all these thoughts take over, and then you just sit back. I'll be honest, I have listened to that song probably a million times, doing the creative draft edit of the video, and even just getting it to the point of, as you said, the storyboards and all that. But it's when you've got someone that just kind of gets to the undercurrent and the underbelly of what it is to be human, and how sometimes we need to just breathe,
Mhm.
but stay, but just stay. And
Stay,
yeah, yeah,
like stay with me, I guess. Stay in this moment in time, even if it is a little bit hard. Um, it's like a simple thing, and you probably hear it all the time, but it's just nice to be reminded that things seem hard, but the answer is simple. If you just like stay in that moment for a little while longer, the rest will sort itself out later on. Never make any rash decisions in a moment of emotional, I don't know, emotional torment or in a heightened state. And I
yeah,
think the best thing to accomplish that is when you are in a good state of mind, like right now, it's good to remind yourself and get into those positive thought patterns so that when a time does come where you're feeling a little under the weather, then you can rely on muscle memory and on those those previously learnt brain patterns to bring you out of that
mm,
toxic cycle.
yeah. No, it's true. Because obviously we were trying to deal with a subject matter in the sense of, in the case of, mental health, mental awareness, and suicide being the core conductor in this piece. And it's a very delicate, a delicate, I don't even know, issue. Do we say issue or
Subject.
uh, yeah, state of mind or action to take. Um, and we didn't want to ever have, that was, the sounding board of Maura and all, Maura Pilar and yourself and Evan having for me, um, with it, and then with Ethan as well. But everyone is such a case by case with it, and the thing that resonated for me the most is, it doesn't have to be um, this overbearing, completely stereotype of what maybe we think people that do think these thoughts. It can be sometimes the most simplest of just an overwhelming feeling, and then that can sometimes escalate to a point where you unfortunately make a wrong decision at that time, to then, because the act itself is not that easy. So
Mm.
that was something, in a way, that I wanted to appreciate it with the way that we creatively and artistically showcased the piece. Was, it can be something that can be easily unpacked if you give yourself. That's why the narrative of the nature and the ocean and the breathing and the water and this sort of finding a way through. Water was a huge thing that sort of came about in conversation with Maura, in the way of, putting these lyrics to a visual. And, water is one element that will always find a way through. There'll be a crack, there'll be something that's there that you can go through,
Mm-hmm.
and having these consistent conversations with these like-minded, abstract-minded people kind of gave you the fuel to keep finding that movement and that momentum and that continuous um, uh, uh, that continuous I'm just going to say once again that movement, the thing that we don't stand still. We never stand still until we stop. And you know what? Let's not go there until time has really suspended or sustained for that to happen. Don't make it quick. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to be part of in this world.
Mm.
If you do just, and the word "stay" was the one that came about from us to call it that, because it came from obviously another piece, Now You See Me, which is the original monologue. It came from Moira's piece, so it's had this journey itself. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Within itself, of this inner play within itself. So yeah, so I love the way that you talk about your own artistry there, Soph, and you being a singer songwriter as well as